Come do a clean, tidy, unpack, do laundry and reset my house with me. We have just got back from a trip. We were only away a few days and it's enough to have created an enormous amount of laundry and basically totally trash our house. I'm not really feeling energized. I'm going to be honest, I can't really be bothered to tackle this, but I know that the longer I leave it, the more and more it's going to build up. So I just want to get it reset, get back to clean and tidy, get back on top of the laundry, and then we can start over. The girls are desperately trying to make more mess. They're playing with their bunnies. They're home from school, but that's fine. You know, we'll just deal with that mess later. Right now, my biggest concern is putting away all of the stuff that has come out of cases, putting away the bags. While I endeavor to tidy up, the girls are decorating a cake because it's Bella's bunny's birthday. Apparently, Bella's bunny is 10. So I'm going to leave them to do that. You and I get some stuff done. Now, to keep me on task, to stop me from getting bored, I'm going to put one of my earbuds in, just one, so I can actually listen out for the children and listen to some music or a podcast or something to keep me motivated. So that's one of my little hacks to keep me going. The next is my indoor trainers. So I've just actually bought some new Skechers. These are Skechers slip-ins. So I'm going to pop these on. And I like to have indoor trainers because obviously if you are cleaning and you're wearing outdoor shoes, you're going to be getting muck all over the floors, which defeats the object of cleaning. Now, I actually have a walking pad that I use at my desk. So I need indoor trainers for that. But also I feel like if I've got trainers on while I'm cleaning, it's like it tricks me into feeling like I can go faster, you know, if they feel kind of springy. Obviously, they've got to be kind of springy trainers, you know what I mean? So these really do feel quite cushiony and light. And in my head, I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to go faster. So anything you can do to trick your mind into motivating yourself, then it's going to be a winner, you know? This is what you need to be doing, because I do not feel motivated right now, guys. I'm going to be really honest with you. I do not want to clean. I do not want to tidy. I'm exhausted and I don't want to do this. So I'm going to put on my Go Faster trainers and we're going to do this together. So are you ready? Shall we do this? Come on, let's go. So we're going to start with some laundry. Now, we got back last night. I did put one load of laundry on last night. I didn't do much else other than that. And I did put some more laundry on this morning. So I've got quite a lot of stuff that is clean, but is not tumble dryable. So it's clean and damp and I need to hang it up. So this is the little area in my laundry room that I have to hang stuff up. There is an radiator in there in the corner. So during the winter that is on. I get asked a lot, why don't I dry stuff outside? And there are a few reasons. Number one, I live in Wales and it rains a lot here. So even though I work from home, I'm supposed to be working while I'm working from home, not running outside to bring in the washing all the time. And number two, birds poop in the garden. And if birds poop on my laundry that I've just washed and I've got to wash it again, that's going to make me really sad. So things that don't go in the tumble dryer, I dry in that little area. And I have got a little area in the upstairs airing cupboard as well that I can use to dry things. So if you can find somewhere to dry things on hangers in your house, it's so much easier because then they kind of dry in shape. They don't need as much ironing. Some things don't need any ironing. But I do have to separate the things that are tumble dryable versus the things that are not tumble dryable. And if you're wondering what those little grey things are, that is, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think it's some sort of pipe insulation material, like a pool noodle type thing. But my husband cut it up into sections to put it on the rail for me because it keeps the hangers apart. So it means the stuff doesn't squish too close together, because if there's too much stuff in there, then it won't dry. Obviously, there's got to be air between the items so that it'll dry. And that's what that is just to keep the stuff apart. So we're going to hang all this stuff up. This is a pain in the backside of a job. It really is. I do chuck things in the dryer that I can get away with. So all the children's school uniform all goes in the dryer. That gets abused. I always buy school uniform, probably a size a little bit bigger than they actually need it, because I know I'm going to tumble dry it and shrink it. But any of their tops that they wear for normal day-to-day wear, I do find the dryer, even if they say they're tumble dryable, often the dryer will sort of bobble them or wear them a bit quicker. So I do try and hang things up to dry wherever possible. It just keeps the clothes looking newer for longer. So we've hung that stuff up. And now I'm going to do a job that is probably not super high priority right now, if I'm honest, but I'm feeling low in motivation and I need a quick win. And that is, I'm going to clean my makeup brushes. Now, I want to clean my makeup brushes that I had for my travel set before I put them away. We're also going to clean toothbrushes and things that came from the travel stuff. So this is travel specific, but also I've realized I have not cleaned my actual makeup brushes in some time and they're looking gunky. It's not cool, okay? I have got a makeup brush cleaner spray that I can use intermittently, but I haven't even been using that. And it's quite gross. So all I'm using is this like brush cleaner thing. It's very difficult to do with one hand because I'm holding the camera. I'll put the camera down in a second. It'll be easier. But it's like a brush cleaner palette you're supposed to hold with one hand and clean the brush with the other hand. I'm just using a bar of soap that I'm rubbing the brush in and then cleaning the brushes out. And I'm going to wash those out and dry them out so that they can be put away. So for our next trip, when I go to put makeup on, it doesn't sort of put on old scabby makeup onto my skin. So this is a gift to future me for a future trip so that when I'm packing, I don't have to do this, because when I'm packing, because packing is quite a big job, if you've got a big family, especially if you've got neurodiverse kids like me, you'll find that when you are packing, there's so much to remember to take, because if you have kids with autism and you forget to take certain items, then there'll be meltdown. So it feels like there's quite a lot of pressure on packing. So I'm doing this as a gift to future me. Now, I am fully aware that while the house is a tip, this is not the job I should be doing. However, hear me out. Sometimes, if you are an ADHD girly like me, sometimes you just need something to give you momentum. And then once you've got the momentum, you can keep going. So I do not feel motivated to do anything right now. But I was thinking, hey, do you know what? I maybe want to clean my makeup brushes. Maybe this is a low energy kind of task. And I know that once I'm in motion, it's like objects in motion, it's easier for them to stay in motion. And sometimes the hardest thing with motivation is doing that first thing. So while this job is definitely not the highest priority in the house right now, because cleaning my makeup brushes will not make the house tidier, it's definitely something that's getting me up off my backside. It's getting me moving. And once I'm moving, it's easier to stay moving. That is how I find it with me, with motivation. Because sometimes, like I say, if you've got ADHD, sometimes the idea of starting things can feel so overwhelming. And then you get stuck in this sort of decision paralysis. What do you do? I've cleaned my makeup brushes and I'm going to leave those. See, I should have been doing all this, but it's okay because now I've got the momentum to keep going. Now I know myself, okay? I know myself, and I know that I cannot work in a messy office. I work from home. This is my home office. And I know that when I come to sit down to actually work, if there is this stuff everywhere, I will be so distracted, so distracted that I won't be able to get anything done. So this is a gift to future me who needs to be productive. By clearing up my workspace, I know that I'm more likely to be able to sit down and do the actual things I need to do. So these are very sort of trip specific things that need to be put away. So documents from the trip that need to be shredded, receipts from the trip that need to go away. And if I do this now, when it comes time, oh dear, nearly jammed the shredder there. When it comes time to work and I've got a nice clear workspace, I do find, and this is something I'm learning about myself, I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD till I was 40, but the more I have a clear space, then the more I have a clear mind. And when my space is cluttered, I find it so hard to concentrate on what I'm doing, so hard to be productive, so hard to focus, because I'm just distracted by all the stuff around me. So clearing up my space now and putting these things away will make it easier to work when I'm next in here. It will make it easier to pack when I am next looking for these things. Filing my receipts will make it easier to do my accounts when it comes time to do that. And just, it's all a gift to future me. So what I want you to do, if you are struggling with motivation right now, is start by doing what I was doing. Start by picking something that maybe isn't the job that needs doing, but it's just a really small, quick win that you think, okay, I can do this, and it's going to get me that dopamine hit. It's going to tick something off my list, and that'll give me the momentum to keep moving to do something that I really need to do. And then I want you to look at the room that you're thinking, oh my goodness, I can't believe have I really got to tackle this? I feel a bit sick. I don't even want to start. And just think, okay, how is this going to feel when it's done? How am I going to feel when this room is clean and clear? What will I benefit from, doing this? How will I benefit from doing this? Will I have a clean and clear space I'll be able to work in? Is it my living room that I want to sit down later and relax in? I personally find it difficult to even focus on relaxing if the house is messy, because I just get so distracted. I'm like, oh, and I can't sit still. Now, I have spent a few minutes tidying this room and it is so much clearer. I know there's some stuff on the desk, but that's like specific work stuff. And I can focus now. I could sit down there and work. I mean, I'm not going to right now because I've got other stuff to do, but that room is now ready for me. So future me's like, thank you. Thank you so much. So we're going to empty the washing machine. If you do nothing else, in fact, if you just want something productive to do, that is a case of something else is working while you are working, just go and stick a load of laundry on, okay? Go and stick a load of laundry on, because then the washing machine is doing stuff even if you can't be bothered to. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's probably a load of laundry that you've already put on that's wet in the washing machine. You need to take it out and you need to dry the stuff, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to have to stick the washing machine on again. Been there, done that, bought the flipping t-shirt. Okay, so these bags have been emptied and unpacked. I think these were unpacked and just the stuff was dumped all over the island in the kitchen. And these, some of them just need to go back into the cases. Of course, I've got to unload the cases first in order to put the bags back in the cases to go away. That is a bag of pixie dust. Pixie dust is something we do when we go away on trips. If you are familiar with my other channel, my Magical Adventures channel, it's like a Disney concept where you put together little like gifts to give to other guests in parks or cast members or staff. But we've brought this concept. We've just got back from Alton Towers. The vlogs for that will be over on my Magical Adventures channel. But we've brought this concept to the UK because why not? By the way, I cleared out this little drawer. I didn't do this on camera, and it was since my last declutter. I said I needed to do this drawer. I just did it with the children when we had 5 minutes the other day, largely because they were looking for summer hats and things, and it was just absolutely overflowing with winter hats and gloves, which is nuts because it's now June. So now this is just like a grab drawer for bits and pieces, hats that the kids need for the summer, sun creams, tissues, stuff they might want to grab on the way out the house. Those are things from the trip. That's a whole box of like annual passes and things for theme parks. It's a hat for Will. I need to go back in this drawer. This drawer, honestly, if you'd seen it before, anyone seen my last video where I hadn't dealt with that drawer and I didn't have time to? It was a whole mess. Anyway, you can go and watch that. It's like a speed clean video, recent one I did. You can go and watch that after this if you want. These more theme park things. These are pin badges, need to go on the children's lanyards and things. They can go in this box. That is a box of organised chaos. Honestly, it's just generally theme park stuff. Okay, I've now cleared the kitchen island. If you've heard me talk about surfaces before, my belief is that stuff attracts stuff. Clutter attracts clutter. And if you can have clear surfaces, then your family are less likely to dump things on them. Now, it doesn't always work because my husband ignores this rule totally and forever dumps things on surfaces. But if there's something dumped on that nice clear surface, it's far easier to be like, no, that doesn't belong, that's a clear surface, and clear it away. Whereas if there's loads of stuff there, what's adding one more thing, two more things, until suddenly you can't see the surface at all? Okay, we've pulled some more stuff out of the dryer. The washing machine. Apologies, the washing machine. But there's no space in here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the smaller items. I'm going to put them upstairs. So there's not a great deal of space upstairs in the airing cupboard. It's better for drying shorter items like short t-shirts, things like that. So more like my t-shirts or the girls' t-shirts, not Will's t-shirts or my husband's t-shirts. And we're going to take a few of these bits that are shorter and that are smaller. We're going to take those upstairs. Apologies for the camera work here. I'm trying to do this with one hand while holding the camera. Just bear with me. So we're going to take these things upstairs and hang them in that other airing cupboard. So the airing cupboard upstairs is an actual proper airing cupboard with the boiler in it. It does actually warm up. The sort of airing cupboard in the laundry room is sort of a manufactured fake one. This is just, we've got like shelf things hanging off another shelf, and that's what this is. It's reasonably warm in there. That's my belt bag and my shoes. My shoes have been through the washing machine because they were absolutely stinking. They're my outdoor Skechers, but they were so filthy from the trip. And that's my belt bag that was soaked through from the rain. So that's now dry. That can actually go downstairs. We just need to make sure the stuff's spread out. That's a bit crowded, if I'm honest, for my liking, but at least we've cleared up some space down here. I now move everything to the right. So the way I work this as a little system is all of the stuff towards the right was in there first. So the stuff towards the right, furthest away from the radiator, which is on the left, is more likely to be dry because it's been hanging in there longer. And then I know roughly which order it's gone in there and which stuff is more likely to be dry. The only kind of thing that sort of changes around this rule, you can see I've just hung something very small on the far left, and that's just because there are hangers underneath and you can't fit larger stuff underneath. But, ignore that rule when you're putting all the stuff in at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So all of these things that are going in at the same time, it doesn't matter which order they go in, as long as they are more on the left than the stuff on the right. Am I making any sense now? I'm not sure I am. Can you tell I'm bedside? Anyway, this is the unpacking that needs doing. I just really don't want to do this right now, guys. I really don't want to, but I just don't like the idea of it just being left there either. So that's this pixie dust stuff that's just ready for our next trip. Cases, certain stuff lives in the cases. If you've been around here for a bit, certain stuff with me lives in the cases. We have toothbrushes that live in the cases. However, the idea of toothbrushes that people have spat all over, because let's face it, saliva in your mouth, it's used for breaking down food. So bacteria and stuff's going to build up. Ugh. What I do is I just chuck them in the dishwasher between trips. And that way I know that they are, squeaky clean and hygienic in between trips. And those toothbrushes with the toothbrush covers will go through the dishwasher. Or once they are clean and fully dry, then they will go back in the suitcases. But it means I don't have to run around like grabbing our toothbrushes last minute. They are travel toothbrushes and they live in the suitcase. I love my baskets. If you've been around here for a while. By the way, am I although halfway through this video not introduced myself? Hello, if you're not new around here, my name's Rhiannon Morgan. Everyone calls me Rhi. Welcome to the channel. I do lots of videos like this, and I love baskets. These baskets I use for everything. Okay, I use them for packing, use them for unpacking, use them for sorting, use them for decluttering, use them for moving laundry around the place. Biggest lesson I learned when moving to this house was don't have lots of different shapes of baskets. Just have, if you're one type of shape of basket, then they all stack together. And all of these baskets stack in one massive, long, tall stack. They stack in the airing cupboard, and then you can put them all away. And then they only need the footprint of the size of one basket. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so we're now sorting into baskets per person. So a lot of the stuff is actually clean still. We went away on this trip. All of the videos will be over on my Magical Adventures channel. But I packed for two types of weather, as you generally have to here in the UK. I packed for warm weather and I packed for cooler weather. Now, the weather was on the cooler side, so none of the skirts and shorts and all that kind of stuff were worn at all. And all of the stuff that wasn't worn just needs to go back to whichever family member. I always take extra socks and pants and things just in case people get soaked through. So all of that extra stuff that didn't get worn, that can go straight back. That cruise bag, the girls had those on our Disney cruise last summer. I use those as like a cute packing cube for the girls, and I just put all of their socks and pants and pajamas and things in them, like for each of them, for the girls. And then I just give them those things when we get to the trips, and then they've got all the bits and pieces that they need. So that's one case that I've sort of repacked full of bits that live in the case that we won't need till the next trip, which are certain backpacks and things. Those baskets I'm stacking, they need to go upstairs. They need to go into different people's bedrooms. That brown bag with Mickey all over it, that's a swimming bag, so that needs to go away. I am going to admit that I'm flagging right now, and I've had enough, and I'm tired, and our trip was wonderful, but it was like a busy theme park trip, not a relaxing trip. And I just want to sit down. However, if I sit down now and the house is still a mess, I'm just not going to be able to relax and be like, ugh, and this is still all going to be waiting for me. So if I push through for just a little bit longer and just keep putting stuff away, it's going to feel so good. And then when I sit down and relax, it'll be in a much tidier environment. I will have put some more laundry on and got back on top of it. Because, answer me this, why is it that normally I put on laundry every day and, I can pretty much stay on top of it, and we go away for, we're away 3 days, and I'm like 3 weeks behind, and that's how it feels. There's so much flipping washing. How does that work? And just explain to me that maths, because I don't understand it. So we have got hairbrushes that live in the suitcase, but I did take an extra one for pool bags and things. That is some stuff for Bella, some bits that she didn't wear, so that's clean. That is a basket for William, some spare various bits he didn't wear, some spare bits for Zara that she needs to put away, and that one is for my husband. So I'm just going to chuck that over there. And they are old enough, even my husband, to put away their own things, okay? They're old enough to do that. Our youngest is 8. And yes, sometimes she needs a bit of help, but I have got to the stage with my children where I can be like, here are your clothes. I have sorted your room for you. We go through decluttering fairly regularly and having to kind of reset their wardrobe so they're reasonably tidy. But then they can put away their own stuff. And if you can empower your children to do this, you're teaching them valuable life skills and also spreading the load a little bit, because I don't know about you, but I do find it's a lot. It's a lot to do to just stay on top of everything. And if you can enlist family members to help you with various things, like taking care of putting away their own pants in their own drawers and things, which they're more than capable of doing, then, that all helps. It all helps, doesn't it? So we're just sorting this into tumble dryable and not tumble dryable stuff, as we do each time that we empty the washing machine into these, again, 2 little baskets. Like I said, they're multi-purpose. I bought about 1 trillion of them. Did I buy these when we moved here, or did we have them in the last house? I can't quite remember. Someone that's an OG viewer perhaps will be able to remind me. But I've had them for quite a long time. And they just say multi-purpose. So we're going to empty some stuff out of the dryer. I have got the tumble dryer stacked on top of the washing machine. If you're like short on space like we are, then this is such a great system. I will link all my laundry supplies, all of my cleaning supplies, blog posts down in the description. But this laundry stacker thing is so cool because it secures the dryer on top of the washing machine, so it's super safe. And also you get this little shelf so you can put things on it, like a camera when you want to show people how you empty the fluff from the tumble dryer. Public service announcement: please empty the fluff from your tumble dryer so that it is A, more efficient and your tumble dryer works better, and B, not a fire hazard, because if you don't empty the fluff, it is more of a fire hazard apparently. So that's the dryer. It's going back on. Just keep it going. That's the theme for today. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving a bit longer. Progress over perfection. We're not intending to get the house perfect today. That is not a realistic expectation, but just reset to a reasonable rate where we don't feel like there's so much laundry we're never going to get back on top of it. And so we don't feel like there are no clear surfaces. We just feel like things are getting back to normal, getting back to manageable, because I don't know about you, but I feel like when I'm on top of things, it's so much easier to stay on top of things. And I feel like when I've fallen behind, when we get back from trip or after I've been ill or something, that effort of having to get back on top of things feels huge. And the quicker I can get back on top of things, then the more manageable things feel. Is this an ADHD thing? Is this just a having loads of children thing? I don't know. Is it both? Probably. Anyway, we're getting there. We are making some progress now, okay? We've now got those cases. Those cases are empty of packing type stuff. I'm putting away some of my stuff. These are my packing cubes because obviously I also had some stuff that I didn't use. That's a poncho. It was quite rainy on one of the days that we went away. There are some makeup bits, some of which can just go straight in the case, some of which actually I use day to day. So I've taken those bits out. These bags and things, some other ponchos we didn't use. These things live in the case. So I'm just going to fold those up. Like those big bags I often use for putting things like coats in the car, spare shoes and stuff. Again, just shove them all in the case. And then these 2 cases actually live in our wardrobes. So I'm going to pop those away and just pop away a few items of clothing. It's like I said, that I haven't worn or that, I find to wear again. Like a hoodie, I wouldn't necessarily wash a hoodie every single time. I tend to wash everything that's been next to like skin and armpits and things every time. But if it's just a hoodie, it's not even touched anyone's skin, maybe they only had it on them for an hour or something, then certainly if they haven't eaten in it and thrown food all over it, then that can be hung up and they can wear that again. So that's the second case. That's going away. Losing momentum now, but we're nearly there, okay? We're nearly there. Not in that we're nearly there in that the house is perfect. We're nearly there and we've nearly got through the things I needed to do in order to just let the house feel breathable again, just like, so like clear bedroom. And those coats are still drying because it was soaking. reasonably clear laundry room. Not everything is done because I can't physically get it all through the machine, but my office is sorted and ready to work in again. I do want to just quickly wipe over the surfaces in here though, because I like to do this once a week just to reset my office, really. Just if I once a week, and I generally do it on the weekends, just wipe over my desk, wipe over my keypads and everything, because I spend such a lot of time in here, then, you know, it just keeps it clean and tidy. Places like the kitchen get wiped over so much because we cook in there, whereas in here, if I don't think, oh, it's the weekend, I need to do this, I don't put it on my to-do list, then it doesn't get done. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just working in dirt, and then that's not very nice. So much better. It doesn't look any better, but it is actually cleaner. The laundry, like I said, there's still more to be done, but we're at the mercy of the washing machine. The girls are still making mess, but that's okay. It's fine. We can live with that. Click on the video on screen to join me for some more cleaning and resetting, or join me inside of my Organised Life Club. Bye.